Cuckoo everyone, welcome back and I hope you're having an amazing day. So yeah, I know it's been a while since we last spoke. It's been almost a year, so I have a couple of things I need to explain and apologize for. And the best way to start this story is from where it ended, which is this message. Yes, it's true, I moved to a different place to have better internet, which I already have. Now, we don't really care about this one in particular. And if you remember a long time ago when I showed my internet, and this number used to be 15. So this difference means that it will take less time to upload content to YouTube and that live streaming should be way better. That's pretty much the first half of the message, and I didn't share the other half of the message to anyone because if you remember me, you probably know that I never share personal information about myself in this channel, especially bad news, and I need to open myself up to the people who kept sending messages, the people who were worried, and the people who never lost hope. So if I need to describe the second half of the message that I didn't share in one single word, that will be cancer. And I know I always wanted this channel to be a happy place for everyone, and I'm really sorry if I'm making an exception today, but I really think I owe many of you an explanation. And don't worry, it's not about me, I don't have cancer, I'm perfectly healthy and fine as far as I know. So yeah, I was never in a car accident, I didn't go to jail, I didn't get a girlfriend and just disappear, and as you can see, I am not dead. That channel is a whole different story, it's pretty much dead, but as for me, I'm perfectly fine. But sadly, this disease attacked a family member. So in order to understand why this was such a big deal for me, let me take you back to 2018. I used to have a really good teacher and a really good friend. As you can imagine, she was way older than me. And I used to tell her she was like my French mom. She was always taking care of me, making sure I was eating. And when I arrived in France, I didn't have anyone. No family, no friends. I started a whole life from zero. Anyway, sadly she got cancer, so I went to the hospital to see her. She was in a pretty bad shape. I didn't want to lie to her and say everything's going to be okay because it wasn't going to be okay. And I didn't say goodbye because I didn't want to be the person who tell her there's no more hope. So I did the worst thing I could have done, and that was I didn't say anything. December 2018, I received a message that she's in a better place now, and the first thought that crossed my mind was I wish I could have spent more time with her. Time goes on, the channel is doing great. 2019 became the best year of my life. You and I, we were building something beautiful, something I never dreamed of. And a couple of weeks before I disappeared, I received a message from my dad. He told me, your mom is going to have surgery, and I asked why, and he didn't want to reply, so I insisted. And then finally, I just saw the word. And the first thing that crossed my mind was, I'm going to spend more time with them. And as I already told you, I was in France pretty much alone. And by alone I mean that I only saw my parents, I think, 2 times in 5 years. And it's not because I didn't want to see them, they are excellent parents, no complaints at all. But we really used to live far away from each other, far away meaning a couple of hours in a plane. Anyways, time was running out, I needed to be quick, because if the worst case scenario happened, I was not going to be able to forgive myself. As I already told you, I did that mistake once and there's no way I'm going to do it again. There's no way I'm going to carry that burden the rest of my life. So I moved out to a different place, which that means a different country. And don't worry because everything went according to the plan. She had, I think, 3 surgeries last year and she's doing great. And no, this video is not about I need help, I'm not going to ask you for anything. I just wanted to explain what happens because you deserve to know. And you're probably wondering, GB, why didn't you say anything before? And that's because 1, I was not feeling okay, I was going through a rough time. I also needed to sleep in a hospital, so I was always tired. Also, believe it or not, this meme explained the situation pretty well. I didn't want to give anyone false hope. And I felt really bad about this message, that's the reason why I'm making this video. And finally, because I always wanted this channel to be a happy place, a place where you can forget about all the bad stuff that's happening in the world. I just want to make people happy as I did before. Hopefully you can understand, hopefully you can forgive me, and hopefully you can comment down below and tell me what content you would like to see because I didn't open the game in almost a year and I'm completely lost. Mr. Nee, Pam, Jeremy, you kept supporting me on Patreon even after I disappeared, so I owe you. Let me know what I can do for you. Same for YouTube members Clashing Kev, Cosmic Hitman, and Winsanity. I also want to apologize to Amino and Cyberhunter because we got a sponsorship deal going and I just disappeared in a very unprofessional way. Sadly for me, I will not be accepting any sponsorships, at least not right now. Hopefully next month. I just don't want to be that person for my subscribers. I miss you so much, I know you're still freaking legends. And I'm not going to tell you to like the video, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. The only thing I'm going to ask from you is to stay safe, stay home, and if possible, spend more time with your family and your loved ones. Because you never know. You never know.